Hey guys, how you doing? Happy Thanksgiving if you're here in the States. I hope you all had a wonderful, easy, breezy Thanksgiving. I hope you did, whether you spent it with family or with friends or alone. I hope you just had a very simple and easy Thanksgiving. Hey, Kristen. Hey, Megan. How you doing? We're here for what spirit needs you to know the most right now. We're doing some Thanksgiving readings. They're going to be done secret code name style. So, those who bought their readings, these are their personal readings. They know which reading is theirs. Everybody else, you are more than welcome to resonate to a secret code name. Maybe one of the secret code names stands out to you and there's a message in there for you. All right, whether it's just, one thing I say that clicks and it's just like, that's why spirit guided me to the message, or if it's the message on the whole, right? And that's the beauty of the secret code names. Anybody can resonate and it works because we're all connected. So the secret code names are Puddin, like Harley Quinn Puddin, Minerva, which is the Roman equivalent to the Greek goddess Athena, and Black Swan, which spirit kind of gave me this insight of, how we define Black Swan here on the channel via my doodle deck. But Black Swan, like Black Swan event as well. And if you Google the definition of, what is a Black Swan event, it's simply an unpredictable event that has a massive impact, which is often rationalized in hindsight as if it were predictable. And it gives the examples of like the rise of the internet, the 9/11 World Trade Center event, and the pandemic. So there is a whole different, array of what a Black Swan event could be. It doesn't always have to be doom and gloom and bad. It's just very unpredictable, has a huge impact. And we try and, rationalize it as if we could have seen it coming in hindsight, when really, how could we predict those kinds of things? So with that, we are going to get into the secret code names. They will all be time-stamped in the description after the live is over. Hey, Pinky, how you doing? Hey. And with these reads, if you guys missed it, just know if you've missed it, because I know not everybody catches every video. The last moon events of this year, there's 2 left, and there are 2 special events left for this year, just like this one. This is a special event that we're doing for Thanksgiving. We also have one coming up on Yule, or the winter solstice, and New Year's Eve, and they will be the last events here on the channel for 2025 and moving forward. I'm going to be starting new channels. And if you guys want in on those, make sure that you are popping in, especially for the last 2 events of the year, or you're getting in contact with me on Facebook, so that I can link you into a special group where I'm going to be announcing all of the different places that I'm going to be. You could get a hold of me through email as well, but I'm doing a lot of vetting through Facebook so I could see that, who is real and who is not real and all that jazz. So if you are interested in any of those events, this would be the time to get it. I will not be doing readings for a hot minute. I'm going to be focusing all my energy on my new astrology channel. Okay, so let's get into these messages. We're going to start with Puddin. Timestamp. All right. We're going to get an idea of what the overall vibe is with the What's the Vibe deck, my Myths and Magic Majors, and the Doodle deck. And then we're going to get some insights into what that looks like with the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. What is this deck? Wisdom of the Heart? Psychic Tower of the Heart. I think that's what this deck is called. And then my Spiritual AF deck. Okay. Oh, I cannot believe I just brain farted over the name of that deck. It's been a while. I think it's the Psychic Tarot of the Heart. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. All right, so Spirit, please. Let's timestamp that. Okay. Secret code name, Puddin. Spirit, what is the overall energy? What is the vibe that they need to know the most? What is the vibe they need to know the most? Masked. Okay. Hiding, concealing, deception. Along with the High Priestess. That's also super secretive. Maybe our doodle deck will give us a little more insight. The Cauldron. The Broken Mind is on top. This version of the deck is like the blind empath, where the demon is right in front of you, but you're registering them in your mind as an angel, or you're seeing the best in them, giving them the benefit of the doubt. You know, if everybody else thinks they're kind of weird or off, and you're just like, oh, I think they're nice, you know, like, Spirit needs you to know, right? Spirit needs you to know you are dealing with someone who is not showing their true face. The cauldron's upright, so it's cooking nourishment over cooking the inner child. Words are powerful magic, using them wisely, not being fooled by the word magic of others. It's about white magic. Cauldron in the upright. Okay. I feel like you may have someone around you who is clearly not showing their face, their true face, right? They're putting on a mask. I feel like you see or sense the energy underneath. And even though you are not letting on to them that you see through their mask, you do. So in a sense, you are also wearing a mask, meaning you're keeping your true vision of them to yourself. I don't think you're being fake, but I do think you're being smart in that you're kind of keeping your knowledge of their mask secret and kind of playing into the idea that they don't know you know. Because you're seeing things from a different perspective, because I feel like you've lived in the shadow. You know what it's like to be submitting to the shadow. And maybe you've come out of that, right? Because you're in your kind of light magic era. But you don't forget, you know, what you went through when you were in the throes of masking yourself. So you see it easily in someone else. They think they're deceiving you, but they're not. Let's get some insight. Spirit, please, what does this look like? Give us some more details. Give us some more details. What does this look like? What does this look like? We got the 5 of Wands. What else? The Ace of Swords in the reverse. The Crown Chakra in the reverse. I want one more, Spirit. Let me give us clarity. And the Three of Wands in the reverse. Okay, clarities, please. I know my deck is upright, y'all. Let's see. Clarities for the Five of Wands. Eight of Wands in the reverse. Clarity for the Ace of Swords reversed. The Throat Chakra reverse. I mean, that makes a whole lot of sense being on the Ace of Swords reverse. The Throat Chakra reverse. I don't know if I don't think Spirit wants you to play dumb. We've got the Four of Coin or the Four of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is in the reverse. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords. Top is the Seven of Cups. Okay. Secret code name Puddin. I think you are mistaking. I'm going to be real honest with you, right? Because I don't know any other way. I think you're looking at a situation with someone as possibly just a challenging time that you're moving through, when really there is no success and there is no growth. You're using, oh, it's just a challenging time. It's just a temporary thing. It'll get better eventually. You're using that as a shield. But that is not the truth. That is not the truth. It's not a challenging time. It's a stagnation dead end. There is no success. There is no growth. I think you're literally shielding yourself from what Spirit is telling you. Like, yeah, you see that this person is in their shadow and you're aware of it, which in the mirror of things tells me that you are also aware that you are acting in shadow, at least in regard to this person, and you're ignoring it. Hey, Risa, how are ya? I feel like you're lying to yourself. Crown Chakra in the reverse with the Four of Cups. You're not listening to Spirit with that Crown Chakra reverse, because how can you hear Spirit if your Crown Chakra is blocked? That's where our divine downloads come in. That's where our revelation comes in. That's where we humble ourselves, right? That's where we hold compassion for ourselves. And the higher form of compassion with others, which is sometimes calling people out and or letting them go, or being real. The Four of Cups, I mean, you're missing an opportunity here to listen to Spirit. Take the lead. Three of Wands is in the reverse with the Ace of Cups in the reverse. Spirit can't overflow to you if you don't take the lead on your life and take the first step. Spirit wants to overflow to you and it can't, because your choices are literally preventing it. Because you're not taking the lead. You're not taking the first step. You're missing the opportunity to let Spirit overflow to you. Which is all well and good if this is the kind of outcome that you want. If you want the confusion and you want the sadness, the isolation, the pain, the heartbreak, if you want that energy, fine. Fine, if that's what you want. But it seems kind of silly, don't it? To want that? Like, Spirit will always tell you, like, you do what you want. You do what you want. You can choose pain, you could choose sadness, you could choose isolation, you could choose to feel alone, you could choose to daydream and fantasize about a better day, and this is just challenging right now and we'll get through it. Or you can acknowledge the fact that you are straight up bullshitting yourself and talking yourself into a circle and shielding yourself from the truth, which is, this is a dead end. And not only is it a dead end, you're masking your true self, you're lying to yourself, and you are just as much in shadow as this person so long as you stay attached to them, whatever this situation is for you. Spirit wants to overflow to you, and it can't. And it can't. We have to align with overflow, right? Overflow and receiving is an alignment. It's a choice. You're saying, no, it's okay. I would rather pour out. I would rather empty myself until there's nothing left. My light, my love, I will pour it out for whatever this is. Whoever the quote unquote demons made manifest right in front of you. Like, that's what's going on. The getaway is under that. Like, you need to get the fuck away from this person. Come on now. This reading cannot get any more clear. Let's get a guidance card. That was like so straightforward. That was so straightforward. Like, Spirit's like, I love you, but what the f are you doing? Like, I love you, but what are you doing? You're probably having that conversation with yourself. Like, I love you. I love who I am, but what am I doing? Thou shalt not judge because thou hast up before too. Is that what you're doing? You're trying not to judge this person because you've messed up too? You have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself. It's not about judging. It's about making a judgment call. Because not healthy is not healthy. If you've messed up before too, go back and ask yourself how healthy you were in that place when you were messing up. Which is fine. We've all made mistakes. No one came here perfect and left perfect, except maybe Jesus. But you've got to forgive yourself. Because if you don't forgive yourself, you're constantly going to be giving free passes to other people who don't deserve the free pass that you need to get away from. Yeah, we've messed up. We're human. But we can't excuse ourselves and continue to mess up. Because, well, we're human. If you don't know you're screwing up, that's one thing. You don't know. Ignorance is ignorance, and we all have things revealed in the perfect divine time. Some of us genuinely don't know we're making a mistake until after it slaps us in the face and we're like, oh my God, how did I not see it before? Genuine mistakes, and we genuinely learn and we don't do it again. But you actively see the shadow, and you're excusing it because, well, you've messed up before too. You are giving someone a hall pass to get out of class so that they don't have to learn because you don't want to learn, because you haven't learned to forgive yourself. Like, you're on that class. You're learning to forgive yourself, to protect yourself, to stand up for yourself and empower yourself. Like, that's what you're learning. You've got to acknowledge that. Or not, do what you want. Play it out in your head. If I don't heal and I don't forgive myself, and this is a dead end, and there's no growth, and it's not just a challenging time, it's just a challenge, period, and I'm not listening to Spirit, if I continue to play this out in my head, how the events unfold, worst case scenario, Can I live with that? Can I live with the regret? Asking myself, well, what if I freed myself? What if I didn't stay stuck in this never-ending, challenging time? What if I did forgive myself for messing up and learn to grow and move on from it instead of holding it against myself? Really, the next card on top, you going to cry about it or boss up? Pro tip, you might want to do both. Are you going to cry about it or boss up? Stop trying to skip the fucking struggle. Giving this person a free pass, you don't want to deal with the struggle, quote unquote, struggle of letting it go. It's quote unquote easier to continue in the bullshit cycle. That is the lie you're telling yourself. It is so much harder. It is so much harder. Quit dimming your light for people with a shitty ass mindset. Quit dimming your light. They have a shitty ass mindset. My God, Puddin. Like, I love you, but Spirit just ripped you a new one for a reason. Like, I've used 5 different decks. Think about it. You got this reading and Spirit was like, this is the theme. Spirit needs you to know this the most. Spirit needs you to know this the most. Because you can't sit here and look back 10 or 20 years from now and not be mad at yourself. Spirit's having this conversation with you because you might just look back 10, 20 years from now and be really fucking mad at yourself. Spirit's like, that's fine. If you want to be mad at yourself 10, 20 years from now, if you want to be really fucking mad at yourself and hate yourself over this shit, fine. Do what you're doing. Keep ignoring what you've been ignoring. Or stop doing that so that in 10 or 20 years you could be like, thank God I chose the truth within myself and called spades and lived authentically and stopped pretending. Thank God I stopped pretending. It's so important to be real and honest with ourselves, because if we can't be real and honest with ourselves, who's going to be real and honest with us? We can't even be real and honest with ourselves. Like, how we treat ourselves is how others treat us. Think about that. How we treat ourselves is how others treat us. So you decide. Your life, you decide what you want for yourself. You decide what you want for yourself. I feel like this is a very specific energy. Super specific person, and you know who they are. You could be in alignment in every other area of your life, but you will stunt your progress because you can't let go of that one asshole. You know, that one person who is just like a fucking anchor. Do yourself a huge favor. Okay. That was secret code name Puddin. We're going to get into Minerva. Timestamp. Okay. Secret code name Minerva. Spirit, please. What is the overall energy? The overall milestone energy? What is the vibe? If you were drawn to the secret code name, what is the overall energy? What is the overall energy? We got tension. What else? The Empress. And the Comet. With the crack on top. Tension is stressed out, migraines, worry. This Empress card is my favorite card. When yin leads, the world is paradise. This is intuitive creatrix energy. Venusian energy. The Comet, it says divine travelers who leave as fast as they came, truth bringers whose insights are meant to outlast this lifetime, purpose to elevate your conscious awareness, a flash of the one in your mirror. A flash of the one in your mirror. I cannot help but feel that you are so drawn to someone. So drawn to someone. It's like you look at them. I mean, really, look how she's looking back at this person who is so stressed out. And it may be very, very literally your heart space looking at your mind, right? And your heart's like, hey, if you let me lead, you won't be so stressed out. If you listen to me, you won't be so stressed out. You might be feeling that with someone. Like if you just saw me and how much I care, you wouldn't be so stressed out. You're getting a glimpse of the one in your mirror. That's that energy of letting your intuition lead. Yes, this person might be extremely significant in your life, but maybe not in the way that you think. And maybe in the way that you think, but not when your mind is taking control, not when your mind is the one driving without consulting the heart space, because the heart space might know this person's not ready. The heart space might know this is bad timing. The heart space might recognize that they don't feel the same way about you, even though there is a very strong connection between the two of you. Your intuition might be telling you, hey, I know you are drawn to this person like a moth to a flame. I know you're crazy about how you're connected to this person. Except maybe that it's a trauma bond. And I'm not saying because you're traumatized. I'm saying because sometimes when there are things unhealed within the self and we are unaware of it, we are grossly attracted to certain people for whatever reason. And we can't understand why we're so drawn to them. And it's because they're reflecting a part of ourselves that we haven't looked at yet. We haven't looked at it yet. When we create attachments to the beauty of others, it is a very Taurian, Scorpionic type of duality where we would do anything and sacrifice the self, self-sabotage the self, Scorpio, for the beauty of someone else. It is very Aries, Libra, right? This is Venusian. It's Taurus and Libra, the opposite being Aries with Libra, where our self as an individual is at odds with the union of two in harmony. The relationship, Libra, where we will charm and we will be nice because we have a individual goal. that doesn't take the other person, actually take the other person into consideration. A great example would be like how guys will be nice to women because they just want what they want out of it. They don't actually like her as a human being. They think she's really attractive and would do just about anything to get in bed with her, or to have her on their arm for reputation's sake. But genuinely like them as a person and consider what they really do want as an individual, no. That's the Aries Libra dichotomy, the polarity, where we are charming because we want something. We're nice because we want something. Who are you being so fucking nice to that it's almost sickening because you want something from them? Whether it's to be acknowledged, to be chosen, to be loved in return. Like, what is it that you're doing? Because this person is not meant to stick around. It's a comet. It's a flash to help you grow, right? To help break the surface, to crack through the very tough shell that you've hidden your light inside of. Let's get some insight. What does this look like? Let's get some more details. Let's get some more details. Right, Minerva is Athena. It's all about wisdom. She's the goddess of wisdom. Which makes me inclined to believe that you know better. Maybe you've been there, done this before, and you're hoping that this time it's different. What do we need to know? What do we need to know the most about this energy? Like, you might not even realize just how much time or energy you spend worrying about whoever or whatever it is. Because it doesn't necessarily have to be a person. I mean, we could be obsessing over a promotion, obsessing over a new job, right? Things that we want so bad that we want it to choose us. We want to be a part of it. Like, so take it as it resonates for you. But we've got the Chariot. We've got the Chariot. What else? Third eye chakra. What else? This is the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower. Flow and rebuild. I think you have to work on yourself and your own heart chakra energy. Right? It's that Mars energy, that Mars versus Venus energy. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Cups. Top is the Six of Swords. I think you know you need to move forward from it. I think you're confused as to why you have to move forward from it. With the Chariot and the Two of Pentacles, it's move and find balance. Hey Kiki, how you doing? I feel like the divine is really asking you to Look at the ideal versus the real. To look at the ideal versus the real. Because that's what the Two of Pentacles is, right? In traditional Rider-Waite, you see the figure kind of juggling between the two coins. And we're always trying to find balance between the reality of things and ideally what we want to happen, what we're visualizing to happen. The third eye chakra with the Four of Swords in the reverse, like your mind is spinning on this visualization and it's not taking a breather. It's not taking a breather. Like, slow down, stop visualizing for a second and actually look at the reality, right? We have three eyes, two to see and one to write. Our third eye writes. It visualizes. It's writing it out, what we want to see. But we have two eyes that see what is right in front of us. That's the Sagittarius and Gemini polarity. Sagittarius is the visualizer, where Gemini is the reality of what we see with our own two eyes. And I think you have to kind of bring those three eyes together and not get stuck on one. Because sometimes we look at the reality for what it is and we forget that we're in control of it, and we can picture things and visualize things and choose what it is that we want. Because if we're not visualizing, we're not listening to our intuition, because there's nothing to listen to. We don't know where we want to be to get there. Our intuition guides us to what it is that we want to see in our mind's eye. If we're not using our intuition and we're not visualizing things, it's because we're just literally in the throes of being tossed around by the visualizations of others. And we're just living life every day, dealing with things as they come, which is fine, but that's like NPC. You know what I mean? That's NPC stuff. You're not in control because you don't see anything. But if you're only using the third eye and you're not looking at the reality, you are getting way lost because you're not actually seeing the reality for what it is. You're stuck on the visualization and you're not listening to your intuition about how to get there, because your intuition is taking into account what the hell is going on right in front of you. Like, yeah, this might be your quote unquote person, but the reality is they might not be the kind of person you need. Like, the reality is, like, I'll give a good example. People who have called themselves my twin flames in this life, more than one, whether I thought they were or they thought they were, all had addictions. All had addictions. My intuition would tell me, Grace, as much as you see yourself with this person or want to see yourself with this person, that's a huge red flag that hurts you, and you can't keep choosing it. They're not ready. That's not what you want. That's what's familiar, but that's not what you want. You could never be with this person so long as they're still inside active addiction. You might need to wait until next life. Maybe your interaction with them this life is just a flash, because, you know, there's more than just this lifetime. There is more than just this lifetime. There is a bigger picture beyond this lifetime. There is a bigger picture. And maybe your close and deep, intimate connection with this person is needed for a blip in the timeline right now. But it's not permanent like you're visualizing inside your mind. It's permanent on a different level, but not in the way that you're visualizing, right? There's a certain balance that needs to take place between your mind's eye and the wheels spinning inside your head and the reality of what's going on in front of you. Because the reality is, the truth, the Ace of Swords with the base chakra, The truth is you want stability. The truth is you want to feel safe. You want to feel secure. You think everything about this situation or this person is going to bring you that safe, secure feeling that you could trust. When maybe it's just familiar, which is why you trust it so much, because you've been there, done that, dealt with it before. Like, yeah, I know how to deal with addicts. I've lived with them my entire life. My father was one, bad. To an extent, so was my mother. In a completely different way. My mother was a bad shopaholic. They had all kinds of debt between the two of them. But I'm familiar with that. Makes me feel quote unquote safe because it's familiar, but it doesn't make me feel safe inside my head. It doesn't make me feel safe inside my heart. My head and my heart are in war all the time when I'm with addicts. You know, you've got to recognize when the truth is familiar or actual safety. Is being rejected familiar? Is feeling not good enough familiar? Feeling unworthy of what you want, is that familiar? And how can you tune back into your intuition that says, hey, we've got some inner work to do. We've got some inner work to do. It might not have anything to do with this person not being the right person. They very well could be, but you might not be aligned with them, which is why they are not seeing you in the way that you see them. You might have to rebuild a bit. Give it time, because what's meant for you is meant for you. You can't ruin it. You can't ruin it. You can delay it. You can delay it, but you can't ruin it. The universe, with the Four of Cups and the Judgment card, is giving you an opportunity to resurrect your fire. It is giving you an opportunity to look at yourself from the perspective of where you are and how far you've come. Like, this individual is standing up on a balcony looking down. So how far you've come, you're not at ground level anymore. You've elevated quite a bit. You've grown quite a bit. And that needs to be acknowledged. That needs to be acknowledged. Just don't get ahead of yourself. Maybe you need to move forward right now because it's confusing. And you can come back and revisit it at a later date when it is not as confusing. Right? That 7 of Cups on the bottom, 6 of Swords on top. If you can't ruin it by letting go, then let go. Do a little more inner work. Let them keep the memory of where you are and who you were and all of your beauty for them. Let that just hold tight in their memory for them. Because if y'all are mirroring on some level, they've got some more inner work to do too, because they can't see the beauty of the energy that you brought forward for them. They've got a little more healing to do then as well. And that's the truth. Safety and security, dealing with familiarity. At some point, we heal to the extent that we do not want the same things we used to want. We don't want it. Everybody at some point misses their ex. Until it's that final time where they just don't miss that ex anymore. But there's also a pattern with all of those exes that we were attracted to or drawn to. And after a while, we stop wanting it. we stopped being attracted to that thing that drew us in, to every single one of them. It wasn't that I was attracted to the fact that they were addicts. I was attracted to the fact that they were brilliant. They were brilliant in their own rights. None of them saw it, though. None of them saw it. Every single one of them doubted themselves. I'm not attracted to that anymore. The brilliance paired with ignorance. I want someone who is fucking brilliant and knows it. And knows it. I don't want to have to show them how brilliant they are. I don't want to have to love it out of them. I just want them to be brilliant and know it already. We change what we're attracted to. Even if it's just a little teeny tweak. Because don't get me twisted, I will always be attracted to brilliance. It is not attractive at all for me to talk to somebody who I can't have a real conversation with. I'm not there. Some people, that's great. That's not for me, though. But it's different now. So I think that you really need to kind of take a look at what it is you're attracted to and maybe what it's paired with. Like, yeah, you're attracted to them because it's, you know, you're picturing stability, you're picturing security and trust with this person, but what is the actual deeper pattern going on, right? And how does that mirror back to you? What's the guidance? What's the guidance, please? You don't have time for other people's crazy, bullshit, stupid, fake shit. Shit that has nothing to do with you. I figure if I'm going to bleep myself, this probably wasn't the deck to choose. This is the shit you don't have time for. This is the shit you don't have time for. Because once you drop that kind of bullshitty shit, you'll have a whole lot more hours in the day to do awesome shit. Find shit to do that vibes with your soul. Shit that has no negative consequences. Shit that makes you say, oh, hell yes. Maybe even do some shit that benefits the world in some way. You have time for the fuck yeah shit. Yeah, when your wheels are spinning, right? If you think about it, when your third eye, your wheels are spinning, what are you actually doing that's productive? Because if you were doing something that was productive, you wouldn't be focusing on it. You wouldn't be focusing on it. If you were doing something truly in alignment, your wheels wouldn't be spinning about whatever or whoever this is. And I'm reading these cards as present tense, but maybe it's something that helps you in hindsight. This awareness, right, in hindsight to help you finally move forward from something. Truly. Especially if you're like 99% there, ready to move forward, but can't because there's still some confusion. This might be very significant to you now as a hindsight reading. But the reason why it's still spinning around inside your head, or the reason why it did, you weren't actually doing things in alignment with you. And the more things you do in alignment with you, the more cool you do, the more awesome you do, the more I love the things that you do. Like, you're going to not think about whoever or whatever that was. You find more of yourself. You heal more of yourself. You define more of yourself. And when you're doing all of the things that you love doing, no matter what that is, for some people, it's being creative. For other people, it's relaxing. For other people, it's work. People love their work. Like, I love my work. I love being creative. I will lose track of all time and people and everything else when I'm working. I love it. What do you do that you love? And how much of that did you deny yourself dealing with that energy at the time, now or past? How many conversations did you have with your BFF about this person or the situation instead of other cool things, instead of making plans, instead of being more productive to your creative energy? When I say creative energy, I mean as the creator of your life. I hope that helps. Side note, top of the deck, stop saying yes to shit you hate. Stop saying yes to shit you hate. If you ask the universe for signs, believe what shows up. Drink water and mind your own fucking business. Focus on you. Focus on you. If you're focused on something else, like, how do I get it? How do I get it? Whether it's a person, situation, place, whatever it is, how do I get it? If you're asking that question, you're not listening to what your intuition is telling you about the reality right in front of you. How do I get this in the future? You're not seeing what is in front of you right now. So take a step back to just breathe. Take a step back to just breathe and realign with your higher self. When yin leads, the world is paradise. Please do not forget that. All right. That was secret code name Minerva. Now we're going to get into secret code name Black Swan. So if this reading has found you, if you were drawn to it, I'm personally curious about this reading. I am personally drawn to it. So let's see. One more shuffle on this. That was a good one. Okay. Timestamp. All right. Spirit, please. What is the overall vibe for secret code name Black Swan and those who are drawn to it in divine time, whenever it's meant to catch them, now or later? What is the overall vibe? What is the overall vibe? Tension came back out. Thrills in the reverse. Thrills in the upright is continuous cycles, bad decisions, and addictions. It's in the reverse. So someone might actually be stressed out because they're breaking cycles, because they're making aligned decisions, because they're breaking bad habits, and it's not familiar. It's not familiar, and it might be stressed. The unknown might be stressing them out. They might be having a great deal of anxiety or worry about it. What else? The Empress. Again, we got a different Empress card. This is why I love this deck. When yin is acknowledged, the direction becomes clear. This is divine flow. When yin is acknowledged, direction becomes clear. I feel like you know the way, right? You know the way. It's just not necessarily something that you're familiar with or used to, which is why it's causing so much anxiety and stress. And it's probably really draining. Like you might actually be battling energy levels. We got the Demon on top. So you definitely have negative energy waiting for you to fall. Comes out with the Dream and the Map. The dream is divine dreaming, is visualizing highest path outcome. Dream catcher, not chaser energy. Seeing through the divine's eyes and divinity made manifest. It's divinely inspired. The Map and the Upright is navigating through treachery, deceit, and limitations. Hidden enemies are everywhere. What deeper treasure are you after? I feel like whatever it is that you're going after, it's the end all be all. It's like the final one last mission. Because you know when you complete this mission, you're free. You don't have to do any more missions. The Demon is an energy vampire, someone who struggles with mental disorders, psychological disorders, right? Trauma is the king. They're in survival mode and you cannot save them. You must save yourself from them, as do they. They need to save themselves from themselves. So you have somebody around you who really struggles mentally, and you may be or have tried to save them from themselves, and you can't do it. You're after the big break. You're after the big break. But you can't necessarily do it while you're also trying to save this person, whoever they are. You are breaking bad habits. You are making better decisions. You are getting out of Ouroboros type cycles, which is a huge deal. You are at the final mission. You are at the final mission. It's not like you're trying to find the island. Like you already landed on it. Right now you're navigating through the energy around you that is trying to keep you or prevent you from actually finding the treasure. Because on this island, there's shadowy figures, right? There's spiders, there's snakes, there's crocodiles, there's the skull and crossbones, right? There's the poisonous flowers. Like there's things in the environment around you that are trying to distract you or prevent you from reaching the top, where that treasure is, right? They're trying to sway you off your path, and you've just kind of got to trust that everything is working out the way it's meant to and not be perturbed by whatever that is in the outer experience. Let's get some insight into what this looks like. Let's get some insight into what this looks like. I definitely feel the energy drain. Like physical energy just being drained. And that has nothing to do with the actual people around you. If anything, being physically drained of energy is helping you in regards to whoever or whatever that quote unquote shadow demon energy is in your outer experience, because you don't have enough energy to deal with them. You don't have enough energy to partake. You're separating yourself due to the energy shift. Training yourself, teaching yourself to break old habits and get out of old cycles. It is exhausting, because all the brain wants to do is go back to autopilot, because autopilot doesn't take up any energy. Autopilot's autopilot. You don't even got to think about it. But when you're being consciously aware of what you're choosing and not choosing the autopilot, you're choosing to drive manually. You're choosing your direction manually. It takes conscious effort. It takes more energy, because you're literally fighting the autopilot. And this person's kind of like egging you on, like, oh, come on, autopilot's not that bad. Just let the autopilot take control. Focus on this, focus on that. Don't worry about these things. And you're just like, I cannot do this with you right now. Right? And I feel like it's definitely a tug, a push and pull. What is this, please? More insight. We've got the Fool in the reverse. The Hanged Man in the reverse. The Sun in the reverse. My deck is upright. What else? And the Six of Coins. Clarities, please. Three of Wands. The Empress reverse. I'm putting the chunk back. The Chariot. Lots of major arcana, my God. And the Four of Swords in the reverse. Bottom of the deck is the Six of Cups. Top is the base chakra, the root chakra. With the Six of Cups, and this being familial, I feel like whoever this person is not necessarily romantic. I think it's more like family. Right? Even if they're not blood family, you look at them more like family. Someone that your soul connects to from past lives, right? That you've spent multiple lifetimes with this person, and they're very familiar. Them being around you makes you feel safe, even if you can't necessarily explain why. I feel with the Fool in reverse with the Three of Wands, I think it's interesting because they both mean essentially the same thing. The Three of Wands is like the Fool card as the minor arcana, right? The minor arcana for the Fool. It's taking the first step. However, the major arcana, which is why I designed the Myths of Majors tarot like I did, the major arcana are the things the divine will chooses. The Three of Wands being a minor arcana, the minor arcana is what the ego chooses without consulting the yin, where we make things from a place of, where we make choices from a place of ego without necessarily consulting our own inner divinity. The major arcana is what we choose when we're in alignment with both, where the mind is listening to the intuition, listening to the heart space. That's the major arcana. So we're not choosing right? With the Fool in the reverse, with the Three of Wands upright. We're not choosing from a place of divinity. Spirit is letting you know you are choosing whoever or whatever this person is from a place of ego and ignorance to the yin, ignoring the yin, the intuition within the self. You're choosing this person because you deeply love them like family. But it is an egoic choice, not a divine one. It's free will, not divine will. With the Hanged Man and the Empress in the reverse. Threes might be synchronistic for you, right? Because we do have 333. I feel. Like when you really tune into yourself, you already know there is nothing this person actually brings to your growth. There is nothing this person actually brings to nurture you. They are the quote unquote demon, the shadow. There is nothing they bring that nurtures. They are not the light. They are not the water. They are not the nutrition. They're the shadow. The black cloud, right? The energetic black cloud. The sun in the reverse, you're not shining. The Chariot card clarifying it, you need to move forward from that energy. And the divine knows it. The divine knows it. There is nothing that actually on a very deep, intuitive level that connects you to this person. The only reason why you're connected to this person is because it's so familiar and you choose to continue in it. Because they're like family, right? It's the label. They're my best friend of however many years. Getting hung up on the labels. You want to give and you want to receive, right? That Six of Pentacles and this deck is about giving and receiving. It's about mutual exchange. It's clarified by the Four of Swords in the reverse. You're not thinking though. You're not taking time to pause though. You're just giving and are hoping that they give back to you in the form of healing, that they would heal. Because the Four of Swords is all about taking that break, finding that peace in the mind in order to heal. You desperately want this person to heal so that you can exchange energy with them, equal energy exchange. You're not listening to your higher self, though. I will tell you outright, because it literally happened today. I have not spoken to my best friend since we had that falling out like back in October. I think it was October. It's been a while. I don't necessarily think about her every day, but there are days that I absolutely think about her and I hope she's doing well. It's Thanksgiving. I just so happen to go on Facebook and look up her profile to see if she was doing all right. Because at the end of the day, I really do want her to thrive in whatever life she chooses. And Facebook profiles will show you like the reels and things like that. And I was watching the reels. And I resonated to a couple of them. I smiled at a couple of them. And I had my finger hovering over the heart. I was questioning whether or not to actually put the heart on it. Because we have not spoken. And it was bad. It was a really rough end to a very long, almost decade-long friendship. And as soon as I was about to pull my finger away, the reel switched, and I just kind of shocked for a second there. Like, you know how you just do the minorest, like, oh, you know, like, just, I accidentally clicked the heart. But the beauty of it was, after I had clicked it, I knew I shouldn't have done that. I should have never clicked it. The whole back and forth inside my head, should I, shouldn't I, as soon as I actually clicked it by quote unquote accident, because I don't believe in mistakes. Divine is what it is. I knew right then and there I shouldn't have clicked that heart. Am I glad that it got clicked? Yes, I am. For multiple reasons. But I also know that it's not something I need to connect to. It doesn't matter. That I still absolutely love her to death and wish her nothing but the best, despite how rough it ended. I think you're dealing with a very similar kind of situation where you still hold a lot of love for someone. And you're trying to navigate into the dream, trying to navigate to your treasure. And these energies are pulling on you from your past lives, trying to hold you in the present, saying, don't you remember? Doesn't it feel so safe? That person was my safe haven. If life seemed so crazy and I was confused and didn't know what to do, that person was my safe space. There is a part of me that misses that sometimes. But at the end of the day, it's not meant for me. And therefore, I'm not meant for them either. Not any further. And we just have to accept that sometimes. That the love is there and will always be there in this lifetime and past lifetimes and future lifetimes. The love will always be there. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we stop living this lifetime in our highest good, navigating to our freedom, the final mission to end all missions. You bet your fucking ass. If I found a buried treasure and there was all kinds of loot and gold and jewels in there and I could retire for the rest of my life, you bet your ass I would make sure I'm not going on no more missions. Oh, let's find another treasure. Nah, bitch, I found the treasure. I'm good. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, you are, in a sense, creating the black swan event of your life where you're not going to be able to believe that you made it. Unbelievable, life-changing outcome. And it's going to seem like it comes out of nowhere when the reality is, in hindsight, it was never out of nowhere. You aligned with it. You chose in accordance with it. You allowed yourself, right, when yin is acknowledged, direction becomes clear. You allowed your ships to come in. Look at that ship on the bottom of that card. You went with the flow. This is about going with the flow. This is about the divine giving you your flowers. This is about the divine giving you your flowers. What's the guidance? What's the guidance, please, Spirit? Secret code name Black Swan. Feel your fucking feelings. We've got a few. It says it's up to you to find beauty in the ugliest days. You are not required to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. You are not required to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. And be the person you needed when you were a kid. Be the person you needed when you were a kid. Do you need someone to protect you? Do you need unconditional love? Do you need more attention? Do you need more praise? Did you need to know someone had your back? You're a big kid now and you can do that. You can do that. The little pipsqueak still living inside your rib cage. You need to be your protector, the one who loves you unconditionally, the one who stands up for you, the one who believes you when you speak, the one who believes you when you feel things. Yeah, your brain speaks total fuckery unless your soul is turned on. Own you're awesome and stay humble as fuck. This is about you really tuning in to yourself. And we can love hard, but we don't need to burn for them. That's not productive. It's not productive to burn ourselves for others. It's not like we're letting them light us on fire. They're not hurting us. We are lighting ourselves up. Literally putting ourselves up in flames to keep them warm. And then what? We burn out. And then what? We burn out and they get cold and they get disappointed and they don't know how to create warmth for themselves. And they go off in search of someone else who will burn for them. Not teaching them anything. All we're doing is saying, hey, if you're loved, they'll burn for you. If you're loved, they'll burn for you. That's not love. What are we really teaching them? Love does not burn itself out for other people. Love does not burn itself out for other people. Period. Why do you think I'm going to be doing the new channels the way I'm doing them? I'm not going to burn myself out for anything or anybody trying to create in a way that is not natural for me. Like, yeah, I got goals. I would love to start January 1st and launch January 1st. But at the end of the day, like, Divine's going to time it. And I can't be disappointed in myself for whatever deadline I created in my head. Because I want. It's like, it's always what the Divine wants. Yeah, I want things. But Divine knows best. If I need more energy for myself or I need more energy for my home and my son, well, then so be it. And so be it. It is what it is. Trust. Trust the direction when yin is acknowledged. Trust in the divine flow of things. Allow yourself to choose from an intuitively tuned in place as opposed to an ego-driven, label-driven place. It's okay. You don't even have to do anything today. You could just accept that truth for what it is and be like, okay, I accept that truth. I'll do as I'm guided. I'll do as I'm guided. Maybe it is too tired right now, right? Like I said, spirit might be draining your energy so that you don't feed into that. And now that maybe you've accepted that, you'll get your energy back and not feed into it, because you won't feed into it. So, secret code name Black Swan. I hope that helps. Find beauty even in the ugliest days. Be the person you needed when you were a kid. Feel your feelings, and remember, you're not required to set yourself on fire for nobody. All right. Those are our Thanksgiving Day event reads. Again, if you guys would like your own secret code name reading, there are 4 events left in total for the rest of the year. You can get them in my Etsy shop. You'll see the full moon in Gemini. I don't give a theme secret code name reading, and the Blind Eyes Burn in Sagittarius secret code name reading under the same listing. And then you'll also see the events for the winter solstice and New Year's Eve. And if you tune in for Black Friday, there will be a special Black Friday deal, Black Friday only. It will not be listed on Saturday. It will not be listed on Monday. It will not be listed for the next hour and a half on Thursday. Okay, it will be listed for Black Friday only, and you'll be able to get both the winter solstice and the New Year's Eve reading for the price of one. Okay, for the price of the New Year's Eve read, you'll get the winter solstice one for free. Okay, if and only if you get it on Black Friday. It is definitely limited, guys. It is definitely limited. All right, I love y'all, and I will see you next for the full moon in Gemini, which I believe is December 4th. I will see you guys then. Bye, everybody.